And a good morning to you. Welcome to Up to the Minute. Believe it or not, we're at the last day of September. It's September 30th. It's a Wednesday. Yeah, I know, middle of the week, but we're halfway to another weekend. We are so happy to have you with us on this show. We're doing everything virtually these days, if you haven't noticed already. Of course, Brittany Pacheco, my co-host. In the old days, which it seems like years ago, Brittany and I used to be on the podcast set, which was at HCCTV offices. It's still there, Brittany. You've got looks like a facade of our podcast set behind you. And one day, we'll be back there again.
That's right, Todd. Good morning. And yeah, I had to do with my graphic design skills, because that's what I am first and foremost, a graphic designer. But now I can officially say I'm a podcaster too, with doing Up to the Minute and then some other personal podcasts on the side. But I want to take the opportunity to welcome everyone to this morning's Up to the Minute. We're very glad that you are here with us. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget about our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. And then we also need your help to grow our audience. You click the share button at the bottom of this podcast. You can share it to your personal Facebook feed. And that way we can grow our audience. Hopefully we can increase our numbers, but that is one way that you, our audience, can help us out.
That's right, Brittany. Stick around. We'll bring you up later in the show. If you have any questions from our social media folks, you can comment below with your question. Brittany's monitoring those and she'll relay them to us. We've got two guests today on the show. One of them, he's here every Wednesday to join us, HCC Police Chief Greg Cunningham. Good morning, Chief.
Hey, Todd. How are you doing this morning?
We're doing great. And it looks like you may be in your office today.
Yeah, I am in my office, and I apologize for the cell phone video, but I don't have a camera on my machine here, so you get my shaky hands today.
All right. Well, Chief, it works just fine. We'll look forward to talking with you and chatting in just a little while. We want to start off the show with a special guest. You may have seen him in our social media before, because I believe a little over a year ago, we featured him in one of our student success videos, talking about Alberto Diaz. He's the advisor for pathways and case management at HCC Southeast. Good morning, Alberto.
Morning, Todd. How are you?
It's good to see you. I'm great. Now, we did a story on you. I know we showed it at a board meeting. Do you remember how long ago that was? Because it seems to me like maybe a year or so ago.
About a year ago, I would say.
About a year ago. And if you saw the video, Alberto was an HCC student. He went up through the ranks, and now he's one of our own. He stuck around at HCC. And Alberto, I've got to ask you, when you were a student here, did you anticipate you were going to go to work for HCC full time? Is that one of your goals, or did that just come out of the blue?
At first it wasn't, but afterwards it was a goal of mine.
So tell me about how you started with HCC, and tell us about how you got the job. Let's start off before we go back to your time spent as a student. Let's talk about your job now and how you got that.
So once I received my bachelor's, I worked in admissions for about a year, got some experience, and I saw the position available. I applied and was offered the position. I was glad to accept it.
Now, tell me about your time at HCC as a student. What attracted you to Houston Community College?
The courses were affordable, and I figured the courses could transfer. And also, the campuses are close to home, so.
Well, a lot of folks who start college may not finish, or it may take them years as they take a few hours here and there to achieve their dreams and get a college degree. What motivated you to start and finish and get through it within a normal amount of time?
Well, growing up, I saw my mother work, a minimum wage job. I myself worked a minimum wage job, and I realized that I wouldn't be able to live a comfortable life. With one, I would have to probably work 2 minimum wage jobs. So I decided to start college and finish it. And, I knew it wouldn't be easy, but I went through it, and, hopefully at the end I finished. So.
While you were attending classes at HCC, do you have any classes that really stood out for you, and or any instructors you'd like to give a shout out to?
That's a good one. I don't remember. I know them by subject. I know a lot of my math subject teachers were very good teachers. Well, I was, it's been a while since I attended, HCC. So, but I have a few. There was a lot of good professors, especially my math teachers. I got a few chemistry teachers who were really good teachers. So, chemistry, 1412, that was my favorite chemistry class. So I can remember that one, but I don't remember his name. So.
Well, tell us about your current position and what actually you do for students.
So I work in the Southeast academic advising. I work with students, helping them out with class selections and transfer plans. We look at different universities, figure out which transfer plans might work for them. We also provide them with information, such as tutoring services, scholarships, food banks, and any additional resources that might be available for the college where, like their connection to those resources.
And are you able to relate to the students, being that you're a former student, where you can kind of give them some advice, being that you're a success story?
I would just say, yes, I can relate a lot to them, especially since, the thing is, me myself, I didn't know a lot when I first started, so I see myself a lot in those students. I want to help them out with anything that I can. If they have questions, I want them to ask me. I want them to let me know. If they're in doubt, I want them to, so I can help them out. So I see a lot of myself in this, because I myself didn't know a lot when I first started. I'm the first time in college, so I didn't know a lot of things, and so I want to be that connection to them, so I can be able to help them out. So.
Tell me about how it is working virtually. I know we all left for spring break, and many of us have not returned to the campuses. We've been working virtually. What is that like to assist students? Because I know at first you were doing it on by phone and email. Now you guys have a virtual lobby where you can assist people through a Zoom call. So tell me what that's like, and what's the reaction of the students? What has that been?
It's a little bit challenging, to be honest, because we're not able to have that face-to-face connection. But we'll the best we can to help them out. So we're still there, on phone calls, Zoom, emails. We're just connecting with the students nonstop. It's a lot of more back and forth, but we get the job done at the end of the day, and we help the students out. So they're enrolled, we get their plans ready, we have their courses ready. So it's challenging, but it's when the students, another good thing that I appreciate is that a lot of students, they understand that, I might not be able to get to them the same day, but a lot of them give me, 1 or 2 days to respond. So it's back and forth between me and students, but, they work with me and I work with them. So it's teamwork. So we make it happen every day. So it's great. We're doing it.
Well, let me ask you this. What's been the biggest concern that you've noticed from the students? If there was one main concern that students have that seems to be reoccurring, what is that?
All the changes. There's plan A. Plan A doesn't go through, then we got to go plan B. What I mean by that, we were supposed to go in campus apparently in August, but then that changed because of county mandate. So now we have to postpone that until October 5th. That was changed. Now we have to go back until the plan, I think it's until January, but even that we don't know yet. So it's a constant change. We have changes every day. Nothing's for certain. So we're supposed to go back, on October 5th. Hopefully that goes through. If it doesn't, then we have to go with the next plan and so forth. So it's a constant change. Students, want to have everything set. So that's what bothers them a lot, I think. And what I'm seeing, I'm seeing that a lot, actually.
Let me ask you this. This is not something I know we posed a question to you about, but we have a show that we try to inform students. If you could give us some advice, some things we could maybe be doing to inform the students, what advice would you give us?
To inform the students, can you explain it to me? I didn't.
Like if you think we could get the word out quicker, or some things that you would say this would be good to get out to students. What would you like to see more of?
Just a little bit more. I guess if, let's say, advertisement, that there's an advertisement, they could run some advertisement saying, okay, school's going to open this date. Or, if that does change, then give them some more advertisement. Advertising could be on the website. It could be sending the emails. It could be calling students. That way, in case there's constant changes, we can help out the students be informed. So right now, I think there's not a lot of students that realize that we're going to be open on October 5th. So how are we going to get that word out? We need to tell the students, look, we're going to open next week. And from what I'm seeing, we not have a lot of students yet that know how are we going to set up the appointments? How are you going to be able to go to campus? So just getting the word out, emails, phone calls, billboards. I mean, advertisement on the website, that could work as well, I think.
Very good advice, certainly, because we all need to look at ways we're getting out the word out to students and what we could do better to serve them as well. Alberto, we appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining us. Always great to have one of our success stories catch up with us on the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Todd.
All right, we'll see you again in the future. We're moving on to Chief Greg Cunningham. He's here with us every Wednesday. Good morning to you, Chief. As we mentioned, you're in the office right now. And as Alberto said, October 5th, still on tap for getting students back for the lab-based courses for the fall semester.
Absolutely. And along with that comes a whole lot of information that these students want. I mean, Alberto was spot on, right? We need to communicate with these students the best we can. We're looking at bringing these folks back for those labs. What I want to do is I want to encourage everybody, please, let's get in front of some of the issues that you're going to need to take care of. Parking passes. All you need to do is go to the website, go to the main website, go all the way to the bottom and click on police and go to parking rules and regulations. You can register your car, print your parking pass right there so you've got a fresh one ready to go. And that would be one more thing off your plate. Students will need parking passes this year. So that's kind of a big piece of it. We've also done something really unique to try to help students get registered, get their paperwork dropped off, because COVID has really kind of screwed up everybody, right? Everything's got to be done with an appointment. We put in these drop boxes. They look like the old traditional mailboxes, except for they say HCC on them. They've kind of got a wrap on them. And we got 6 of them out there. So that students can come up and they can drop paperwork and those things, and then our internal mail system will get those documents to either financial aid or whoever it may be that needs those documents. And we got them at 6 different locations: 3100 Main, the Central College Learning Hub. Komen College has one down there. We've got one at the Southeast Learning Hub. Northline has one. West Loop has one. Stafford has one, and the West Houston Institute out at Hayes Road also has one. So if any students have any kind of stuff they need to get delivered to the college, either to register or to get their documentation all squared away, that's a great way for them to drop it off and do that.
And they can drop off stuff at any of these boxes. For example, I guess if they normally go to Komen and they happen to be near the West Houston Institute, they can go to any of these boxes, right, Chief?
Yeah, absolutely. Our mailroom, those guys are rock stars. They have been here since this thing started, and they've really kind of made sure that internally we all are getting the documents we need to make life better for everybody. And those guys are doing that. They're picking up that stuff every day, and then they're routing it out so that by the next day your documents will be where they're supposed to be, and then you can start moving forward with talking to those folks on the phone and getting things done.
Chief, I know one thing that's very important to your department, because I personally worked with you on this in the past to get these posted, the Clery reports. In that report, there's a bit of a delay, I imagine, because of COVID. Maybe you can tell us about that, because I know it's very important with your operations.
Yeah, so I appreciate you talking about this, Todd. It's really unusual this year. Normally, the Clery report, or annual security report is what it's called, is posted today, because it needs to be up by tomorrow by Department of Education rules. But because of COVID this year, they've rolled that back, and now we don't need to post until December 31st. Now, what that means is that where normally you would see a brand new report up there today or tomorrow, it's not going to be up there just yet. What's the Clery report doing? Why is it important? I think is kind of the conversation. The Clery report is very interesting because what it does is it talks about all of the student support programs and employee support programs here at HCC. It's a pretty large document, and a lot of people think that it's all about crime statistics, and it is partially about what kind of crime has occurred at the college over the last 3 years. But the real piece is that it talks a lot about those support programs, drug and alcohol, counseling, all of those kind of programs are described in there really, really well.
And the clarity report, once again, will be posted by the end of the year. It sounds like December 31st is now the deadline. And I know your department has been very much on top of things in the past with getting these posted. And we'll look to seeing that. We'll bring you an update on that as we move forward and progress on that, Chief.
I really appreciate that. Thanks.
I know we covered the parking passes, but maybe we can touch again on the student IDs, because I know that's come into question, and it's always good to reinforce what people need to know there.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I want all the students to do is take a big, deep breath. If your badge is expired, don't worry about that right now, unless you're a very special group of students. So HCC recognizes that because our badging offices aren't open and available to you, an expiring student badge is not a big deal. We're not going to make a federal case out of that, and we are going to continue to support you and do all the things that we normally do for you. And as we get back on campus come spring, we can get new badges made up for you at that point in time. Now, if you're one of those special students, and what I mean by that is your particular field of study requires you to go out to some other facilities for example, some of our nursing students actually go down to the medical center and work in the hospitals down there. For those students, you do need a current ID, and the way that you'll fix it if yours is expired is reach out to your program director. The program director for your program can facilitate having somebody there to get you a new fresh ID with a good date on it.
Chief, one thing I wanted to mention as well, because we do need to let students know, and faculty and staff who may be returning to campuses in limited fashion on October 5th, things are going to look different. And we've discussed this on the show before, but when they go to a campus, there's going to be some screening to get on the campus for COVID. I believe there is something they're asking you to do online as far as answering questions, and then you'll have to look for certain things on campus. You're not going to be able to enter at any area, I would imagine.
Yeah, so what we're trying to do is to keep everybody safe. They're going to send out a basic self-screening tool, right? So if you're scheduled to come to class, you'll receive something on your cell phone that asks you questions, do you have a fever, and some basic stuff. When you answer those questions, it sends you back a QR code or a little barcode. That is, that barcode is how you're going to get on campus. So you'll go to a checkpoint at the campus, and they'll check your barcode, and they'll take your temperature real quick with one of those touchless thermometers, right, where they just kind of point it at you. And assuming you don't have a fever and you've answered all your questions right, you'll go straight into class and life will be good. However, those checkpoints will be at specific locations around the building. So at least the first few days, you're going to want to give yourself a little bit of time to get parked and kind of figure out where those checkpoints are. And as we get closer and closer to opening and bringing in large numbers of students, you'll see more and more information about that and specifically where those locations are.
A lot of things going on, Chief. I know there's some movement going on across campus. You're at your office today. Be safe out there, and we enjoy having you on the show. We'll see you again next week.
You guys be good. It was wonderful talking to you, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Chief. All right, so we are going to move on to Brittany Pacheco. Before we get started with the news and announcements, we don't want to miss out because yesterday we did. But Brittany, you've got some pictures to show from a very special event over this past weekend.
That's correct, Todd. Yes, it was a very special weekend in my household. My fur baby, also known as Luna, turned 1. She's not officially a puppy anymore, but she's always going to be a puppy to me because she is my baby. Now, if I do have the ability to share my screen, I will be able
to do that for you. Hold on a second.
That would be helpful. So yes, we had a little celebration with some family and a couple of neighbors who are a part of Luna's life. And so here we're going to see just what her little birthday party looked like. So she got a card from chewy.com, which I thought was very nice. I made this little cake here. It's basically like a carrot cake, but it had loads of peanut butter frosting because
That actually sounds pretty good. Did you try it yourself?
I did not, but from what my guests told me, they said it actually was pretty good. No
Did they
sugar,
have
so
it?
no sugar at all. So it was very healthy.
Wow. Awesome.
So you can see Luna devouring that cake because she,
Oh, yeah.
she's a dog.
Yeah, of
And
course.
I love this photo of her because
That's a great picture.
she's my baby. And she also had her friend Sleepy John join us for the festivities.
Sleepy John. Okay.
His name is Sleepy John. He's also known,
Sleepy John. I love it. I love
Yes.
it. Great picture and great name.
yeah, I think he actually was named Bunzai Buckaroo or something like that, but it got changed.
Buckaroo Banzai. You
Buckaroo
tell me
Banzai.
you've never heard of that. It's a movie. Come on,
Yes.
from like 1984.
Yes.
Great movie.
So yeah, that was her birthday weekend. We're very, very happy to have her in our lives, of course, and just wanted to share that with the rest of the Up to the Minute
That's
audience.
awesome. Great pictures, Brittany. Looks like
Thank you.
a lot of fun. My assignment for you this weekend, Brittany, you'll love it because you're a sci-fi nerd. Look up Buckaroo Banzai and watch the movie. It's great.
I'm
Check it
familiar with it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So.
All right. So HCC News and Announcement, events and announcements, we should say. Intimacy and Love Scholarship, the Counseling Office and Office of Institutional Equality. They've got something going on. Brittany, maybe you can share some more information on this.
Sure. So this is an Intimacy and Love Scholarship. Share your love of art and prose, not to mention the love of your fellow man in this trying time by applying for this scholarship. 2 winners will be awarded. There is a criteria for the essay. Yes, it is an essay. It's a 500-word criteria. And the artwork criteria, anything you want, but let's just, put a little disclaimer, make sure it's appropriate, guys. So yes, there will be 2 scholarship awards to the tune of $250 because, hey, free money is free money, right?
Yeah.
The deadline is November 9th. So students must be in good academic standing with their GPA of being 2.0 or above. So if you're interested in more information, email hcc.healthyrelationships@hccs.edu.
Filmmaking Learning Series. Yeah, we got them. HCC's Visual and Performing Arts Center of Excellence has launched a series of free virtual workshops. One of them is happening today, September 30th, from noon to 2 p.m. Brad Rushing, a cinematographer, will be making a presentation and discuss his experiences in LA, not Louisiana, LA as in Los Angeles, and here in Texas. Registration's required. We'll have the link to register through an email. It'll be in the social media post for this. Student Life, they're still moving along, Brittany. They got a lot of events going on.
They do. I mean, and I love that Student Life is still making every effort in their power to make sure that students are engaged during this virtual time of classes and just social life. So today, Wednesday, September 30th at 3 p.m., they're going to have an event by joining, sorry, I just lost my track, joining Komen SGA for one of the most in-demand mentalists in the country. That mentalist is Johnny Z. He's a mentalist and virtual psychic reader. That's very interesting. And he's going to demonstrate how you can use the same techniques to improve your mind. This is very interesting. I'm very interested in participating in this event. But Thursday, there's going to be a Pink Out Thursday event. So show your solidarity by supporting the fight against breast cancer by posting your pictures in your pretty in pink shirt or outfit on Instagram and using the hashtag HCC Pink Out. The top 3 students with the most likes will win an e-gift card and also some rec sports swag. So that's awesome. Also in conjunction with that, the Susan G. Komen virtual race for the cure, students can show their support by, walking that 1 mile in their neighborhood, local park, wherever. Make sure you're practicing social distancing. The first 100 students to register will get an exclusive Team Tough Cookie t-shirt to wear the day of the virtual walk. For more events that HCC Student Life will be hosting, be sure to visit their website, hccs.edu/studentlife for more info.
So Hispanic Heritage Month is in full swing right now, and Student Life is also busy with these activities. One of them is salsa dance classes. That's free on Zoom. It is free. Brittany's dancing away to that. 7 to 8 p.m. Tuesdays. So that'll be next Tuesday, October the 6th. And then there's a drive-in movie, one of Brittany's favorite movies. Coco is 8 p.m. Thursday, October 8th. You've seen it, Brittany. It's a good movie.
Oh, it's such a great movie. I mean, just talking about family tradition and that's a soft spot for many people, despite whatever culture you come from. It's a wonderful movie. But Todd, I'm interested. Are you a salsa dancer?
No. No, I'm not. But thanks for asking.
Maybe this is your opportunity to, get the steps down. It's not that difficult. It honestly isn't, but
yeah, okay. I'll take your word for it. All righty then. We'll just move along, and all those information on all those events will be posted in this the social media post for the show. Girl Power in STEM, that's happening this Saturday, October 3rd. Speakers include our own Dr. Monique Umfrey, and she's the president of HCC Northeast College, Brittany. HCC Impact Hub Houston, Score Houston, and Black Girls Code are offering a virtual opportunity for teen girls to be inspired by women in science, technology, engineering, and math careers. To register, check your emails or the district Facebook page for more information. All in for HCC, that's going for our foundation, Brittany, and that is underway right now.
It certainly is. So this is something very near and dear to my heart because the HCC Foundation has changed so many students' lives when it comes down to going to school and not having to worry about your finances. But HCC students need our support now more than ever to overcome the financial struggles as we are obviously going through COVID. We can show our support and be HCC strong by signing up for the payroll deduction plan as part of the faculty and staff campaign. Now, this is going on currently all the way through November 6th. So you have plenty of time to make your donations, to sign up for that payroll deduction. But if you are interested to find out more information, be sure to go to hccs.edu/allinforhcc. Now, it wouldn't be a virtual campaign if we didn't share this on social media. So if you do see any one of our posts on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram about this campaign, be sure to share it and use the hashtag allinforhcc.
Students, if you have questions, we have answers. It's all found on a toolkit. It's our virtual toolkit, and it's for questions on everything from technology to tutoring to textbooks. Visit hccs.edu/online-toolkit for all the information. And we've got a virtual coffee break happening tomorrow, Brittany. HCC's talent engagement will have Marshall Hines, our Chief Facilities Officer, joining Janet May, and he's also joined by Bob McCracken, Executive Director of Risk Management, and Dr. Diana Castillo, who is the College Operations Officer for Komen College. Check your emails for the information and join Janet May. She's got a great series going on. Census, real quick, Brittany, that's still happening, and we need you to take part in this.
It is. So it's the opportunity to stand up and be counted, and it informs how billions are spent in funding. This impacts public services, clinics, schools, aka HCC. So the deadline to complete the census is October 31st. I can't believe we're going into October, Todd, but we only have just a little over a month in order to complete the census. So to have your voice be heard, visit 2020census.gov for more information. It takes all of 15 minutes. It was really, really quick.
It does. So make sure you get counted today. Real quickly, end of the show, or actually end of the show today, but tomorrow we've got a big day. We're going to bring in someone from the Library of Congress. They've got a bunch of recipes that have been from famous figures in history. And then, Brittany, we're tying it in with our culinary program.
That's right. So we're going to be visited by Chef Charles Rucker, who will be on the griddle, flipping Rosa Parks' Feather Light pancakes made with peanut butter. Ooh, my pup's gonna love that. So join us tomorrow morning for a great show involving food, because who doesn't love food? And once again, everyone, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget YouTube. And we'll see you again tomorrow morning on Facebook Live for Up to the Minute at 10 a.m.